Howdy, beautiful Bart here, and welcome. We're tacking on some more stuff to our FPS project, and if you're not familiar with what's going on with this project, well, started off with the basic trading series and kind of evolving from there. You've got my horrible city with modular buildings, whatever. You've got the FPS character, and of course you can do damage, shoot blocks and stuff, but there's also bots. Whenever you shoot them, they're like, hey, they detect that you just shot them and they will come towards you. They don't do damage yet, but they turn red, and if they're in range and they can see you, they have a hit reaction. You got a sniper mode. Hey, now I see you, and you can shoot them. And if they are not in range, well, we created a range system for when you're in this mode here, first person mode. Yeah, you don't have a very long range, but when you zoom into your scope, see, he does have a hit reaction, but he's too far away to actually see who's actually shooting at him, so he does not change. So, and we scattered a few bots around just to have some targets to work with. He's too far away. So that's that. But I wanted to add in some other stuff. Everything in this project has been done on stream for the most part, and wanted to bring in only free stuff. So everything that's been done in here so far is free. Any sounds that were done, I have available on Discord. The scope system. So whenever you have the mask for this is actually on my Discord channel. So if you want that, it's there. Well, let's see what we got inside here. Buttons. So there's apparently a player HUD associated. Got a my HUD. Interesting. Though I'm probably not going to use that. Cues. 7 cues. I guess these are for the map itself. And that's good. Particle effects. Maps. Overview. Showcase day. Showcase night. So yeah, this is the WaterMill Environment. It's currently free on the UE4 Marketplace. So let's take a look at it on Showcase Day. So supposedly you're going to have a bunch of modular pieces you could use to actually put together your own buildings. This is my first time looking at it, so if it's good, we'll know together. If it's not good, we'll know together. But I figure everything in this project is free. All the major content has been shown while streaming, so if you want to build along with this, let me see some warnings here. Repaired painted vertex colors. Oh, only 430 of them. Whatever. Compile your shaders. Okay, so far it looks pretty good. You've got some background. I like the mountains. I'm assuming that's probably a skybox. And it's still drawing everything, so we'll see how it looks. Some low poly trees. Water. A lot of effects going on. So, shouldn't take much longer on the effects here. Or on the shaders. But we can move around a little bit. Apparently there's some fruit on the tree. Nice little place right over here. Pathway to it. There's a saw right there by the tree. Some nice little fence sections. The building itself. We'll walk around in the map as soon as it gets done with the shaders. And the watermill itself is actually rotating. That's a nice thing. waterfall coming down from the mountain. Apparently there's a camera there for something. Now the size of that, the width of that catwalk there, and here we'll see if they're actually wide enough for being useful. And okay, so we're in a floating environment, and this must be all skybox out here instead of actual usable terrain. So I guess good as place as any, and change our world settings from game mode to first person game mode, and let's go ahead and play from here. Really? Okay, so apparently it's just going to cutscene in, and instead of letting you just walk around on the map and start doing things. So it's a it's a really big ass pumpkins there. Well, this is all fine and dandy, and the preview video kind of shows all that. Hey, look, warnings. Alright, so let's actually take a look at the map blueprints. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's an awful lot of stuff in the map blueprints here. Yeah, let's take a look, see what they actually are, because what's the point of doing all this if, you know, play animation, random, got a bunch of timers. What is all this junkola? Matinee actor sequence, and there's a warning in this. Set input mode. Yeah, there's all your cameras. So we don't really want this system. We don't want to be told that we have to watch this as a cutscene. I want to walk on the terrain. So, see you. Bye-bye. Delete everything and save the map. So by deleting everything, hopefully that will prevent us from having to get locked in and to be forced to watch, you know, the cutscene. And I said I wanted to play from here. Yay, and I fall right through the world. So it tells me that there's no collision applied to this section over here. So let's look. This is Ground 1 Static Mesh Actor. That's a hell of a static mesh. With lots of holes in it. You know what? It's probably not going to be able to use this damn thing anyway for this map for its terrain. And it's set to block all, but I'm just going to go ahead and do the unthinkable. I want to walk. Alright, so now I can walk on the terrain. Well, at least the buildings seem to have collision to them. There's an axe, which means, you know, hey, nothing else. We have the animations. We could always utilize that axe. So yeah, those are really big-ass pumpkins. And you can't get in there, so... all the way up here. Take a look around real quick. And there's a little thing up there too. But let's see if we can actually get over here on this catwalk, see if they're usable. And it is. But can we squeeze through here? Yep. tight, but we can squeeze through. So it looks really nice. I mean, for low poly assets, you know, this is actually pretty nice. Come on, get me up there. There we go. But whether this map is actually usable for anything other than just looking at it, probably not. But, you know, it is nice. We've got all these different pieces, parts we can actually use. So we'll actually take a look at it. Man, I'm getting stuck there. So this map wouldn't actually be usable for anything other than, you know, just an overview, taking a look at it, and, you know, that's fine. The door's open a bit, but it doesn't look like there's an interior to it. So let's actually take a look at the pieces parts. We got meshes, animals. Well, let's just go down the list here. Come on, hurry up and save. In meshes, animals, we have a crow. That's nice. Dove. And animations for them. So, alright. So you got a bird with animations. And a fly idle. Okay. That's interesting. And animations for the crow as well. So, that's pretty cool. Buildings. Alright, we've got, well, let's go into a new level. And let's go ahead and set up a floor. Something we can look at so we can put these things down on. And do my usual. Come on. Zero it out. And -10. Let's go with 5,000 by 5,000 by 10. And we'll just call this our sample map. Alright, so buildings. So since they're generic building pieces, they don't actually have windows on them. You'd be able to go in, and I saw that there was separate window pieces. So you could actually say, okay, I want a window here and here and here, and place them in separately. So get that building piece. It's tall and skinny. And open. So I'm assuming that this would actually butt up against, like say if you've got this right here, you want it to go up against it. I'll say rotated 90. And butt it up against it like that. So whenever you're looking at it, it looks like it was added to. Doesn't blend very well there, but yeah, whatever. And that's your gazebo roof. That building here. Again, it looks like you have a location that would be good for a window, but be curious to see how the windows actually look. Add-ons like awnings. Before adding in a little window. There's another larger building here. Definitely, but yeah, the overhang doesn't quite work there. Let's see. Platforms. Be good for making your bridges and walk paths, things like that. And you got another type here that actually has supports underneath it, but they're see-through on one side on the ends. Not sure that I like that. Single roof tiles. You got a couple different types of stairs. So definitely some usable stuff here, but I see some issues that I don't like with them. Like this is open on top, so you'd have to put a roof there. And there's no materials applied to the interior of it. So I'm not a fan of that either. That is a wall, okay. There's no material on it, and it's only one-sided, so that's not a wall, that's a plane. Another tower. Okay, well, it is a free asset pack, so you kind of get what you get, right? So we do have trees. Not bad. Rocks. Here's an apple tree. Background trees, and that's fine. It's nice having background trees as well. They're definitely low poly, so if they're just sitting off in the distance, you don't really notice the detail of them. That's fine. There's a bush. And another bush. So yeah, if you want to get some decent looking low resolution or lower resolution trees and foliage, definitely not a bad way to go. So it can live with that. That'll be, a good source of trees. Not a fan of the maps that were included with it. Some of the other stuff, okay. Well, this was that ground section that we looked at earlier. You see there's no material applied directly to it. Props. And this is where it's handy to have big asset packs like this. Apples and barrels and a boat. I mean, that's nice. For sure, nice to have a chest. You can do a treasure system or chain. There's cheese boxes of all different types. These are, it says culvert pipe, and that's just a block, sorry. Doors, non-functional, but okay. Actual archway, well, I guess unless you're going to put them back to back with something, then they're not really that functional. Drainage stuff, fences for sure is nice. Lamps with fences, you got that style, pick an orientation. Damn, I really don't like it whenever people create assets and they can't figure out which way they're going to be, so you have to constantly go in here and rotate things. And so you have at least a few different type of fences here. Lamps, ladder, cool. So I guess if you're trying to populate your map with a bunch of little cool things to dress it out, the trees are a nice touch. So if you're building a small terrain, something like this where you decide how big you want your map to actually be. And one of the things I always talk about is base the size of your map on the type of combat you want. If you want fast, furious, hot action, then small map. If you want slow, methodical, precision sniper work, whatever else, then yeah, you can make it bigger. It's your water well. It's already animated. It's only part of a water wheel. It says water well, but it's not a well, it's actually a wheel. It's broken in multiple parts. There's weather vanes, window sections. There's a well. Interesting. WC. Well, we can tell if it's WC, they're probably implying it to be a water closet. And I'm sorry if, you know, for us Americans, we don't call it a water closet. We call it a shit house or an outhouse. And I don't reckon you're going to be doing much shit in here if there's no hole in your freaking outdoor toilet. You got a door for it, but kind of defeats the purpose of having an outdoor shit house if there's no hole in the shit house for you to shit into. So, you know, something there to say, hey, okay, this is what it is. Would have been nice. Table. So, okay, there's plenty of things we can use for playing around with on a map, for decorating it, dressing it up, including fish. Not very alive, but okay. Hammer, fences, windows, chain. And it's just a static chain. I'm not sure if you could use that for anything other than just hanging something. The lanterns I see, which would be nice. There's an axe, so later on if you wanted to convert that over and use that for an actual weapon, you could. Skyboxes, well, the Skysphere. If you want to replace the Skysphere in the existing map, you've got you know, that possibility. Water, what do we have here? Just water plane and water effects. And right out the get-go, there's no materials applied to it. So, interesting. So I guess you get homework to apply materials to stuff. But yeah, there's enough in here to actually get you going. With the crow, actually you get a blueprint for what? I mean, what is this blueprint of? Is that for the dove or get roller rotation at distance along spline? So apparently, you know, their blueprint is already set up to work with a spline actor, and there is no spline. There is a spline component, but interesting. So that blueprint's unusable for right now unless you actually put a spline in for your bird to actually fly around. But the building pieces, the props, will come in handy. And that one ground piece here, but again, it has no materials applied to it. So I'm just going to chuck it over here to the side. And let it overlap a little bit so maybe we can walk on it. Being that it has no materials, let's look at the materials that they do have. And ground. These two appear to be broken. So if you look at it on the inside, really, did you have to put this shit 9 miles away from anything to do with the rest of your freaking blueprint? Seriously. Diffuse colors. They're all white. So yeah, apparently that's... Yes, whatever. Make the fucking changes. You shouldn't have to pull that in. I mean... So we're just going to stick that one on there. Now if we hit play, take a look at it. At least it has something on there for material. And we had to force a collision on it. So I'm not sure why you would do it this way, but okay. So what I am going to say is overall, the there's a lot of usable stuff in here for creating a map. The trees alone is a nice touch. The props, very nice, because you've got all the different stuff you can put in there for, I wouldn't use that ground mesh. So the first thing I'm actually going to do here is, because it was 400 megabytes, blueprints, I'll hang on to that for right now, even though I'm not going to use it. Sound cues, I'll hang on to for right now. Particle effects, for sure. Well, I'm just going to dump all these maps. That's going to clear up a little bit of space out of here. That ground mesh, I'm just going to dump that as well. Some of the materials they've already got put together seem to be broken, so I'm going to dump some of those. Just want to get rid of some of the dead weight, and so that's what I'm going to do from there. Didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on this video other than just doing a quick review of that asset pack, seeing what's usable from it that we can use towards a map. Which takes forever to delete a freaking map. Gee, force delete. Delete the damn thing and shut the hell up. Alright, hurry up. Wasted my damn time. I'm old, I'm grumpy, and don't have much time. Why the hell did you just... I am on... Where the hell is the map that it probably put it in the wrong damn level. So, the wrong folder. Don't save. I don't care. Shut up. So, this is our test map they were screwing around with before. Was just doing a quick demonstration of, okay, well, here's a method of doing, alright, go to my first person game mode. Son of a bitch. Why you gotta screw with everything? Showcasing a simple map transition to where you can load to another map. But, yeah. What else can we dump out of here? Let's look at the maps. I've already told you to get rid of that. I don't even want the damn folder. Screw you. Go away. Ground. Don't need that folder. And in your materials, I'll come back and I'll sort through them. But you got base materials, ground, whatever. I may decide to keep that, but these two, they just, whatever. Props, sky. You know, I may actually look at that because it's a night sky. And yeah, it's always nice to have a nighttime sky. So let's look at our sky sphere here. And override base material. Now, I'm not really going to mess with this whole bunch, but when you look at your update sun direction and things like that, you can actually get to where the sun will actually move based on time, and you can set a day-night cycle. Won't cover that in this one right here, but sky sphere mesh. That's actually a material. Let's see if there was actually a mesh for it. There is. Alright, so you can't really see it because, well, it's just that. You're seeing the HDRI, which I'm assuming is probably one of the epic buildings. Because, yeah, parking lots and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it, but I will at some point change out the the sky sphere and test out the nighttime. But what I will do is, it's nice having the background stuff for, you know, like so. So we can kind of set up a hovering system. It looks like we have more terrain than we actually do. So you can drag these into your map and, oh damn, that one's kind of big. And these are actually just smaller actors, so even though they're not small, but you can use these to kind of fill in. And even though you're not going to be playing in those areas, it looks like you've got a lot of terrain built up in the background, things like that. You could apply the background tree stuff on there, which was like this stuff. So it acts a little bit like a lot of foliage in the background or whatever, you know. Don't really care for those. They seem to be a little bit on the blurry side, but little trick for adding more substance. You can actually put in a because I'm pretty sure these don't actually have any collision to them. No. So you can actually set that up to have a blocking volume along here on the outside edge of your platform. Since you don't want the player to go to that area, then that'd be pretty cool. I'm not going to keep them in here, but because this is just a test map. No, you fucking retard. Ugh, son of a bitch. Why can't you just fucking select the shit that you want to delete? And, you know, when you select here and then you select here, I didn't tell you to select every fucking thing. God damn it, stupid. Alright, anyway, enough complaining. I'm old. I'm grumpy all the damn time. So, yes, let's rebuild the lighting because of nothing. I'm just in a grumpy mood today. So overall, I'm going to say the WaterMill, if you want, since it's free, if you want some free assets to use in your maps, grab it. It's 400 frickin' megabytes, but the first thing you can go ahead and do is dump the maps, get rid of the whole maps folder. And like I did as well, the ground, I dumped that, and you could probably go ahead and dump the ground material as well. I'm not going to, because I'm going to pick through it and probably use parts of it, but then again, the textures are already here, so I don't really need it. So I'm going to get rid of the ground folder. There is a new skybox in here for nighttime. I will play around with that at some point. So you get your sky sphere, and then you actually have a moon and nighttime. So it might be something worth looking at. But the biggest thing here is, other than the fact that most of their static meshes are missing materials, you would think they would have the water already applied to it. Water instance 1, 2, and 3. So you do have a little bit of homework to fix some of their stuff, but again, if you just want some cheap, free assets, trees, backgrounds, buildings, animated birds, yeah, it's worth getting. So what I'll do is, since my current map is a bit of a, well, ugly map, I will, a little bit along today, I will be working on another map for this, and it'll give this project a little bit more. Might add a sound element into the gunshots, so when you start shooting, they hear the noise, they'll come to investigate. They're already going to come towards you if they can see you, and they're within range. If you shoot them and actually get a hit, they'll turn around and face where the gunshot came from, and if you're within range, they'll come towards you. I'll set up the ability for them to do an attack, whether it's a melee attack, or since they do have weapons, get them to go ahead and start attacking with firearms. So, thanks for watching. This is just a little quick update on the idea of using that free asset pack. And everything in this project is going to stay free. And not the maxi pads, but just stay free, so that anybody who's watching the series can play along, build along, and get all the same thing. I do some more streaming on this later. I just wanted to do a first look and review of the WaterMill environment. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.